What's up, Sportman family? It's your boy Sparkman, and welcome back to another Market Watch. First up on the docket is, yes, crossover breakers, man. And no surprise why we're talking about this one right now off the bat. Well, it comes out this week, and yes, this set will be game-changing because we have some game-changing decks in this one. We have Malice, we have Rizio. We've been talking about this for weeks, months, and now that these two decks will be heavy, huge impacts, implications going into the next few formats here, as we will see these decks probably topping at a lot of locals, topping at your regionals, topping at your YCS, so on and so forth. We will see these archetypes making a huge presence in the format here moving forward, where we're seeing a lot of the other cards, probably archetypes, going to take a back seat to what these archetypes are going to provide here now in the community, in the meta as well. So these competitive decks are definitely going to hit home runs, and we're seeing that with the price tag as well for a booster box sealed, where it was holding price tags close to $94 earlier in the weekend, this past weekend. Now here on Monday at $91, still up there in price tag. As we've seen in the past, yes, maybe on pre-sale booster boxes of a Clutch Rare set can be a little up there in price, not too much, never to the extent of $91 if I'm not mistaken, but I mean, usually Clutch Rare sets don't hit home runs. They usually are not that great, but people are so hyped for these archetypes that it's increasing the price exponentially, really at a high rate that we did not expect. And yes, this price rate at $91 is a huge surprise, a huge wow moment, because we're not realizing that a Clutch Rare set that, yes, that has a Core Sentry Seeker Rare in it as well, is going to be this high in price. We're just not expecting that. So really insane in terms of the price point right now. With that being said, I will say this: pre-sale prices, especially for a collector rare set, is not worth investing into. It's not smart to start buying at a pre-sale price, because a lot of times those prices will come down. Yes, we have two game-changing archetypes in this one. Can prices always go up? And I could be wrong, sure. But from experience, from past experiences, these cards do go down in price, right? They do go down in price. Collector rare sets have always been a kind of a, well, not that great in terms of holding the price tag as it should, right? Here's what I'll say: is there's a difference between buying pre-sale of a set like Bonanza versus like a set like this one, right? Yes, we have your archetypes, yes, you have all those things, but those things fluctuate in price, right? Whereas a Bonanza set, those things usually just raise in price because you got the nostalgic audience, you got the meta audience, you're feeding a lot of different audiences, and those rarity bumps for the cards that people want is going to go exponentially higher than they should at a pre-sale price. Whereas I was telling a lot of people pre-sale price was the smart decision to buy, but not to go off tangent here, that's why I don't believe in crossover breakers. We're going to see that exponentially increase in price for these cards. Can they stay stagnant? Sure. Can they go down? Sure. Will they go massively up? You kind of, you're losing me there just a little bit. But we'll see what happens, right? Anything can happen, especially seeing this price tag at $91. At this point, yeah, anything could happen in the market right now. But again, I will say this: a lot of people are not playing current day Yu-Gi-Oh! They're playing different formats. Yes, we've seen a drop-off on certain things of people attending locals for meta stuff. We're seeing a high attendance rate at locals for other formats. However, we've had tournaments these past few weeks that we've seen record-breaking numbers, right, of people attending huge, actual events. And sure, there are instances where that happens, but it hasn't been that instance where we're seeing people really get a home run to want to go out and play the current format. Yes, this might change things up with now 2 new archetypes. Yeah, sure, could change, but we'll see what happens in the next few weeks if that does change. Obviously, 2 new archetypes means a little bit of refresher, new stuff, getting to see some new stuff on the playing field, which is nice. But then again, it gets really, boring after a while if you're seeing the same thing over and over and over again. So, that's why people are starting to shift over to other stuff as well, as we've talked about. But let's talk about this set a little bit more, because there are other places to buy this set for a little cheaper. Gamers had this for $66.47 earlier in the week. Yes, it is now sold out on Game Nerds. Now, this is always going to be restocked heavily at times, so just be aware, be on the lookout, because this price tag is going to be really great if you can get it for this price tag, especially since we've seen, as I've shown you, the price increase in the booster box itself. However, I will say Sasiato on eBay is selling for $76, so definitely a huge decrease in price if you're looking to go over and buy it over on eBay versus TCG Player, because that's a huge vast amount of money you're saving right there. So there's options out there that if you want to buy. I will say this though, if you're looking to build a certain deck, just buy the singles. Buy the singles of the cards that you're looking to build, because the odd chance of you pulling the card you want from a booster box is not gonna be that high, especially if you're looking, get a play set of certain things. There's certain aspects where buying a booster box is okay, where this aspect, but that people are trying to do to get the cards they need to play the deck, that's not a smart decision to buy a booster box. Just buy the singles you need and go on from there. So that's what I'll say on that subject as well. Obviously, there have been cards that have gone up in price, and I have covered these cards weeks ago where they were much cheaper, weeks and even months ago, where I was trying my best to tell everyone, buy it while you can. Buy it while it's cheap. Buy it so you can actually profit on if you're looking to make a profit. There are other options than buying it last minute, right? So we always talk about don't buy things last minute, but everyone's stubborn. So let's see if you actually made the smart decision. Obviously, Steel Storm Roach is a older card, and it has been going up in price. We saw that. Abyss Dweller, the QCR, it was about $6. Now we're seeing the double of it in price, even further going up from here. We've seen number 41 start to go up in price. We're seeing number 104 start to go up in price. We're seeing all these price increases because these are cards. These are things that are support cards for the newer archetypes, the Malice, the Raziel. We're seeing these cards start to jump in price. Number 60, for example. Look how cheap this was, $3. Now around $13 for this one. So yes, it's definitely has gone up. Look at the price tag on these cards, right? We're talking about $4. Now not anymore. We're at $18, $19 basically for this one. So there was a time to buy this. This is still pretty cheap, I would say, but it definitely is going up. So be aware of that. And then the Bishop package. These cards have definitely expanded its price tag, where it once was in September at $10, $12, now holding price tags of $25, closer to even $26. So there are instances where you should have bought it cheaper, but hopefully you're not too late and can still buy into it. Because I do think that they're going to continue to increase, especially with these archetypes being what it is and how popular it's probably going to be the next few formats. So just be aware of that moving forward as well. And like I said, hopefully you bought it early, because these cards have definitely gone up in price. And if you're looking to sell these cards because you no longer want to have them, well, now's probably the time to sell them, because a lot of people are going to be trying to pick them up, and you're probably going to be getting it at a peak price tag as well. So keep that in mind as well. But that's it for this Market Watch. I hope you guys enjoyed. I just want to give you a little clue in as to what Crossover Breakers is going to kind of look like this next few weeks, in terms of, well, the archetypes being kind of crazy, the price tag probably being a little out there than it should be. And like I said, buying singles is probably the way to go. But, you do you. Let's see what happens. We'll keep in touch in terms of what's going on here in the market with this set, as we'll be covering it all throughout the week. And that's about it for this Market Watch. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe and comment, and peace out, YouTube.